Good. Hi, Madhav.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for organizing this. I'm really excited to learn.
Yeah, nobody has signed up for being an interviewer as of now, so I'm gonna pick someone randomly. Or if you guys are interested, either of you, you can like come forward, sort of thing.
Sure thing.
Let's wait for some more minutes. Hi, Mrinal. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you guys give me your intro? I know Paris, Madhav and Mrinal. Can you guys give me your intro?
Yeah, I can go first if you want to.
Sure, please.
Hi. My name is Mrinal. I work with Siemens Energy, and we are building
Mm-hmm.
product in the software space for automation controls of large wind turbines. And that's short. And I've been working for almost 10 years, 10, 11 years now. And
Okay,
I work as a product owner.
okay. And like, are you looking for new job or something, or like, what interested you to join this session?
Yeah, I was looking for and I was going through your post quite some time. So I thought, let me go through it and try to understand what's going on there. As simple
Okay,
as that. A job is something, yeah, that if it comes, it's fine. But then, yeah, we will see.
got it.
Because the domain which I work in is completely very different. It's a mechanical domain, basically controls, automations,
Mm-hmm.
microcontrollers, and all those things, right? I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
the other things, and software is just a overlay on all of these things.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah. What about you, Madhav?
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Madhav Gupta. I think I'm probably the youngest of all of you here. I have just started working actually. I completed my 1 year of full-time experience just last month in July. I'm a 2024 graduate and currently I'm working in an AI startup. So my role is primarily product based and I'm looking for opportunities where I can fully expand in this product role. That's why,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned of Anshika's series, PM interview series on LinkedIn only. So that's how I
Mm-hmm.
came to know for blog and as well. So I signed up for it, and yeah, I'm really excited to be here and I'm looking forward to learning more in this session and also connecting with everyone here.
Great. Thank you. Hi, Ashraf. How are you?
Hi everyone.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm all good.
Do you want to, everybody is giving in their intro. Can you please share yours?
Yeah, sure. I'm currently working as senior product manager at AO Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been like quite a 1 plus years for me working here, and I have got a very good experience of building the products from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Before this, I have completed my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad,
Got it.
and I also have a software development experience.
What interested you to join this session?
So I'm looking forward to enhance my skills so that I can take up more interviews and switch to a different company. That is
Got
the
it.
reason I wanted to join this.
Okay, got it. Understood. Hi, Anantu. How are you doing?
Hi, Anshika. How are you?
Hi,
I'm good.
I'm good. Can you share your intro, please?
Yeah, so I'm currently a lead product analyst in a company in Kerala.
Mm-hmm.
So my purpose of joining this is to understand I'm prepping for interviews to transition into core product management as a core product manager. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been attending a few interviews, but not getting the confidence to actually deliver what they require. I've attended an interview where I thought I did really well, but got a feedback saying that they expect a little more from the candidate. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, trying to improve my skills on taking interviews and understanding where the gap is.
Got it. Understood. Got it. Thank you for joining. Hi, Balasubramaniam. How are you doing?
Hey, hi Anshika.
Hi.
Good, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Can you share your intro, please?
Yeah, sure. So I have over 16 years of experience in IT, and last 5 years I've been in product management. I recently like left my job. Not recently though. Last 2 months I've been actively searching for a job,
Mm-hmm.
and reason for joining here, as I think Anantu was saying, same case. So even though I give my best to my role expectations, I think I see probably a strategic level expectations or thinking or whatever name it. I think I'm still lacking there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm improving on my product sense, design, and all those other aspects, behavioral questions. But I think somewhere when I reach the final round, where if the rounds are with CEO or CTO, so that's where I think I kind of. But I nevertheless wanted to. Since it said unfiltered, so wanted to understand how newcomers do it. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is learning, right? So that's why I wanted to learn.
Understood. Thank you for joining. Vineet and Kapil, hi. Can you also please quickly give me your intro and like your reason to join this session?
Yeah, Hansika. So it's Kapil here, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, by profession I'm an Scrum Master. But somewhere means around 17 years of experience I have. In these 17 years, I've also worked with the products also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, I year and a half back, you know, I just got interested in to know the why behind every product, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I so it's an interest area of mine, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
research thing, and and to talk to people and research every product, why
Mm-hmm.
they are exist and what they are doing and how we can scale it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are little things I have in mind. So so I tried to move in there, and so last few days back I got certified by the product management course from IIT
Mm-hmm.
Kanpur, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm here to just to check means, but the thing is, on ground it is uh, little bit tricky for me uh,
Mm-hmm.
to land into any job into the a product, right?
Got
So
it. Got it.
yeah,
Understood.
so it's not a cakewalk.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, so I'm
Thanks
just
for
watching.
joining.
Yeah, I'm so means watching all the YouTube channel to mean the product sense in each and everything. You know, we know the answers, but the thing is, our answers are not so structured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we know it already, but how to say things, I think this will help us. So that is the reason behind to join this call.
Understood. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Uh, cool. I think there are a couple of more. Vineet and Polly and Pranav. Can you guys also quickly give me your intros? Like, what are you currently doing? Just two liners. What are you doing and why this session?
Hi, Anshika. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hi, Polly.
Yeah, hi, Anshika. So, uh, I was working in a bank and a public policy arena before my
Mm-hmm.
MBA. So, after my MBA, I transitioned to a product role. So,
Mm-hmm.
it has been 3 months only. So, I look for avenues to learn more from the LinkedIn community. And when I saw your post, I was immediately interested in learning. That's why I joined this call.
Understood. Got it. Thank you for joining. Vineet and Pranav Venkatesh, can you guys also speak up, please?
Yeah, Vinit, you can go ahead. I'll come after you. Yeah.
Um, okay. Pranav, you can go ahead, and then we can like start.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Pranav. Yeah. So currently I'm a tech lead in L&T.
Mm-hmm.
As a mechanical engineer, I had joined the company and now I'm a tech lead at this place. So I also have my own two ventures that are going on currently. So I did have an interest in developing products. So product management is something I was interested in learning and how to
Mm-hmm.
deliver to the customers and clients. So I
Got
saw this available, this forum available, so I thought I'd join. Yeah,
understood. Got it. Thank you for
yeah.
joining.
Thank you.
Vineet, do you want to go?
Hi, Anshika. I was trying to
Hi.
enter. There was some system issue. Sorry for that.
No worries, worries. No worries.
Yep.
Yep. What are you doing
So,
currently and like by this session?
yeah, actually, I have around 9 years of experience, and I'm into QA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically planning to make a career transition to product management. So I'm learning all about product management from YouTube and all other online articles as well. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
following the PM interview club as well. So this session made me to, you know,
Got it. Got it.
learn forward. Yeah.
Sure thing, sure thing. Anybody wants to be volunteer to be the viewee, can like raise their hands, or else I'm gonna do some random uh picking. Yeah. Anybody who has been like recently giving interview, I think this is a good way for you to get some good feedback as well, so that you are like progressing further, especially like if you're actively interviewing. There was someone, right? The starting. Um, Nobody? Okay. Let me just see the list. Um, Harshit, I think you were mentioning, right? You're giving interviews.
No, not now. I'm means I have to prepare for the interviews. That's why I joined this.
So this is you're not getting like this is not for hiring. Like nobody here is hiring also. So it's okay to like present and like open up, right?
Uh, it's fine. I mean, I can do if you say.
Sure thing, sure thing. Do you want to do a case question or do you want to do completely sort of mock like from your resume sort of thing? And you can share me your resume in case you want that.
I think case would be a better option.
Okay, all right, all right. You can, in case you want to do it on a Google document, you can share a screen and open a Google Doc. Else, you can just speak it out. Even that is fine. Yeah.
I'll just speak it out.
All right. Sure. Sure. So the question, let's do this question. You have recently joined Meta, and you are asked to implement like a podcast, sort of like a channel in within Instagram app. How would you go about?
Okay, so if I'm clear,
Mm-hmm.
I have I'm as a product manager in Meta, and my task is to introduce a podcast feature in Instagram application. Is it right?
Yep.
Okay. So just give me a minute, and
Sure.
I'll gather my thoughts. Then we'll continue.
Sure. Sure. Anybody else has any thoughts can probably either like write it on your own sort of thing, or even chat is fine. In case you want to like help support Harshit.
If you don't mind, can you repeat the question?
You are a PM at Meta, and you have been given a task to implement sort of like podcast channel in Instagram app. How do you go about it?
Okay, in Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Hanshika. So I have couple of questions to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like, so when you say podcast channel, uh, we are meaning the general podcast which we hear in common, right? Where there's one person kind of asking questions to the other person, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep.
And we are not trying to build or bring any existing podcast channels or anything. We are trying to create our own new channel or feature here, right?
Uh, yes, yes, yes. Be like how Spotify hosts podcast, right? We are trying to build the same sort of thing within
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay. And if I'm not, if I may say that this will work across geography, right? Or are we going to target any specific location for the starting?
Yeah, we can maybe choose India for starting in case just for convenience.
Okay. Then what is the time frame we are looking at? Like in what kind of time frame? Because given the time frame, we will have limited resources, I guess. So we cannot go and implement everything.
Let's say you have unlimited resources. Time is for you to basically decide, right? When should you go to market sort of thing.
Okay.
But we have unlimited resources, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Uh, So basically, for creating a feature, how
Mm,
I would think through it is I would like to first see who are my user segments, who will be my target group. So
Mm-hmm.
for that particular segment, I'll try to identify what kind of needs are they looking for in our
Mm-hmm.
Instagram through the podcast channel, and try to build some kind of user stories around them,
Mm-hmm.
and see how we can fit in this podcast into the Instagram application, right?
What kind of users?
Yeah, so maybe we can think through what kind of user segments we need to target first.
Mm-hmm. How would you go about
Uh,
identifying? Yep.
yeah, in terms of user segments, I would say we have two things here. One is the peop- the users who are already using Instagram application. So we
Mm-hmm.
know they're already there for us. Whatever feature
Mm-hmm.
we are going to introduce, we can have them, and they can start using it. But we can also try to include other users and try to gain attention of other users through one additional podcast channel.
What about users? So you were identifying the user segment, right? Like what all these kind of users would
Yes,
be.
yes. So what I'm saying, I'm trying to identify who are the users who would listen to the podcast channel then.
Okay, 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 sure. And within India domain, how would you go about like, and again, like,
Hmm.
again, that can include like a majority, like almost like 80-90% of the people, right? Do you
Right.
want to build for that big population, or do you like, how do you want to?
So
Um,
I think based on the age group, I would like to classify first.
mhm,
If we say less than 30 years of age, somewhere more than 15 to 30 years
mhm.
of age, we can have one segment. Another segment could be more than 30, but probably less than say 50 years. And
Why this differentiation?
huh?
Why this sort of segregation? What is the reasoning behind the segregation?
So we're just trying to look through their habits, as in because people who are less than 30 are more prone to use any kind of smart application or mobile application and explore more in a digital environment compared to the people who are in 30s to 50s.
Why would you think that? So you're saying that anybody here who is more than 30 is not like there are people who are like 15 years of experience. They're probably 30 plus. So you're saying they're not adapted or using technology?
They are, but in that, but still, matlab, their capability to adopt is a bit slower, and besides, they have much more additional time. They do not have additional time to spare somewhere else.
Based on
And
what?
because most of the people will be would be working.
So less than 30 don't work? Is that what you're like trying to suggest?
They do work, but then at least people would start working around like probably 25 to 30 years. So not a major segment of that in this segment. Majority is not working.
Okay. Okay. All right, continue. Okay, let's say we have a two age group, sort of less than
Huh,
30 and more than 30.
huh.
Next, what? Next, what?
And probably there are more than 50 years of age who I would in the starting itself who are those people who are very less capable of, I would say, less prone to any kind of digital surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So their adaptability would be quite low.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I would say if we are trying to build anything, first we will try to keep this in mind that we are building to for age group somewhere between 15 to 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
because also those are the people who have a who have a attention span where
Mm-hmm.
they keep coming to Instagram application.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So it's
go on.
easier for
Mm.
our feature to push through them.
Okay, all right. Next, what?
Uh, Next, then we can think of what all features are there which we should have, and like should have or would have, and which we do
Mm-hmm.
not want to have in the first phase itself.
Mm-hmm.
So those things we can talk about. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if we try to look through some kind of basic features which any podcast should have, so
Mm-hmm.
basically a podcast will have two different. Uh, Also here, I think I forgot to ask one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
because in the podcast we'll have two different sides. One will be the side of the people who are listening, and other sides will be the people who are going to create a podcast, right? Who are our
Mm-hmm.
creators.
Mm-hmm.
So are we trying to build for both of them, or are we trying to build only for one person here? Matlab, only for one side of the podcast.
Let's say we want to focus on listeners.
We want to
Since you
focus
have,
business.
yeah, since you focused on this age group, like utilizing most sort of
Okay.
thing, right?
So,
So,
so I'm guessing so we are focusing on the our customers and not on the creator side, right?
yep.
For the starting part. Okay. Um, so as a user, whoever is listening to podcast,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can think of some basic items what they will expect in a podcast feature.
Mm-hmm.
So any user, if they log into any application or they start any device where they want to uh, listen to a podcast, I think it's first thing they would go, if they already know a creator of, or if they already know the topic, they can go and search for it.
Mm-hmm.
So a search functionality has to be there.
Assess functionality.
A search functionality.
Search functionality.
Search
Okay.
functionality. So I'm just
Sure.
listing down all the features which uh, in the user story which a user would require.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now, there instead of search, it's always possible that a user does not know what they are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So the application should have a criteria to display some of the most liked or some of the those podcasts which this user will preferably like.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that suggestion feature we can keep as of now,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll discuss the efforts and impact which has the higher effort or low effort versus the impact it creates. Then we can think of the features which we want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Sure.
Next in the line, once they know a podcast, they would play it, and uh, so the podcast can be either it can be a video or audio,
Hmm.
and any podcast whenever they are playing, user should be engaged. So I would say otherwise they can lose interest and go away. So I would say in any podcast we can give them an option to create notes or save a particular timestamp or a
Mm-hmm.
particular clip of that podcast for them to listen later, which they like.
Okay.
So that
How would the journey look like for somebody who is a listener and comes to application?
yeah, so that's what I'm trying to create here.
Sure.
Whenever they try to come in, I think firstly they would log into the application, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once they log in, they will they will need to go to the podcast page itself. So they will try to identify the podcast page, how to navigate to the podcast page, and navigate to the podcast page. From there, they can either search for a podcast, or the application itself can suggest them some podcasts. Then they click on it and they listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
When they're listening, as I said, they can either start creating the notes or they can create some timestamps. Once it's also possible that a user might not have enough time to watch the whole podcast of 1 hour or 60 minutes, and they might want to come back. So that podcast, whichever they are living in between,
Mm-hmm.
whenever the user comes later, they should be able to start the podcast from that timestamp itself. So that resume has to happen at that timestamp itself.
Mm-hmm.
And user should be able to provide their feedback on any podcast. maybe as a like or heart button, or and also as their own comments. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a one feedback option which we can think of. Now, I think mostly the user journey would end here. In addition to this, to consider the monetization in future, we can also have some uh, either a tipping feature or a feature where people can subscribe and pay. So it's possible that some podcasts can be free, some podcasts can be chargeable based on the creator. They can start charging, and Instagram on every transaction can uh, have some commission in between.
Why would then people prefer to post their podcast here versus compared to, let's say, YouTube? YouTube is free to post, right?
Right. So I think for that, first we need to onboard a lot of creators, because to have any customer, we need to have a lot of creators, similar to when Uber or Ola came. They can't go and have any customer until they have onboarded a lot of drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to build a demand, we need to have a lot of creators. So Instagram has to market itself or reach out to those creators and enable them to create podcast. Uh, then if we are talking in on that side, then we can also have think about how we can make the journey for those creators more seamless and convenient compared to any other platform. Just like Instagram is offering a lot of features to edit your photos or videos in the application itself.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram can also have this functionality that people can start creating the podcast in the application itself,
Mm-hmm.
if it is an audio or if it is a video, and make it more simpler to create a podcast. So I guess
How would you make it simpler to create a podcast? What are
uh,
the problems current in the current system?
so. Uh, I guess I'm not much aware on this part, but on the higher level, it looks like that there is a lot of logistics issues mainly. Uh, Given you have to have a proper setup, camera, a proper video editing software where you can
Mm-hmm.
edit and take snapshots from different angles for the interviewer as well and the interviewee as well. Uh, So maybe from Instagram, what we can think of is uh, the creator can and the interviewer, or in the podcast when there are two people, they both can come onto the Instagram application, switch on their videos, and in that manner, Instagram application itself can start capturing the that their videos,
Mm-hmm.
and probably also make it edited so that make the videos enhanced, so an editing is not required later on. I can think of that part, at least that can be done seamlessly, so that
Mm-hmm.
the creator does not require any other software or any other
Mm-hmm.
uh, camera or tool to create a podcast.
Okay. Okay, let's say we have figured out some good problems to solve and then you have built up all those features. What kind of metrics are you going to now look at to measure the success of this thing, right?
Okay. Uh, Again, if we are looking to analyze the success, we will have to cover it on in both the scenarios, as in both the cases, from the creator side as well and from
Mm,
the user side as well, from the customer side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe first let me just think on the creator side a couple metrics which we can think of.
Just give me a minute on that.
Mhm. Vijay, do you want to give, after Harshad, do you want to give some thoughts of yours since you have been asking these clarifying questions sort of thing?
Yeah, sure. I'm also thinking on those lines, like what Harshad is saying. So when you said that, I think it is for from a listening angle. Then I think I was reiterating my thoughts that how Spotify. So how the Spotify podcast usually works. So
Mm-hmm.
thinking on those lines, like if we are thinking of some sort of metrics, then the very crucial metrics we could think of maybe uh, from a listening point of view and from a tracking point of view, like if being a PM at Meta, I would like to know that what could be the average time spent listening to the users, and those users are maybe the podcasters who've created and used the platform to build a community. That's one. I'm also thinking in terms of how other engagement metrics we could focus on.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right.
just putting my thoughts like uh, what
So Instagram has all of these short form content, right? And podcast is a long form content. Think from like these are two different sort of content formats uh, people are producing and like consuming.
okay.
Bala Subramaniam, um, I would focus a little bit more on why part. Why Insta has to do this? What is the business alignment here? What do you think? Any thoughts on those, Bala?
Yeah, Anshika. So I was just thinking that um, maybe you gave a hint also that Spotify has it. So maybe to pull in the competitor users into their
Mm-hmm.
multi-platform, and then like and Meta has these varied platforms, right? Like WhatsApp, and this Insta. I've not used it much, so
Mm-hmm.
some of your questions I was not able to get, like what it behave like. But yeah, my 2 cents here is maybe one would be to pull in the competitor users here, and then also use their existing multi-platform where the users will have value by um, like
Mm-hmm.
basically using it across the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and from a user point of view, um, sorry, from business, I mean, making it monetization, maybe like I think um, probably make it like a marketplace where they can actually the users can monetize from this, similar to the like the Insta number. I think they get uh, monetized, right, if I'm not wrong, so for the impressions or something. So similarly, by publishing these podcasts, the users might get can get monetized based on the number of views and something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Arshit has done a really good job. But yeah, to my knowledge, I would little bit focus on the three aspects, like uh,
Mm-hmm.
strategic fit, why Meta has to do it now, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like and why Meta only has to do it, like what is the capability
Mm-hmm.
that Meta has to do this basically. Do they
Mm-hmm.
have the necessary uh, capacity to do this? And
Mm-hmm.
also how the user will get the value, like they already have a like user base, So
Mm-hmm.
how those users will get it, and finally the uh, monetizing part, or like a revenue part, where how to make the users pay for it, and how Meta can get revenue out of it, basically. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Got
my
got it.
initial thoughts.
I
And
think the first two thoughts are correct. Yep. Yeah, continue, sorry.
sorry, go ahead. You can provide your feedback, and then probably I'll go.
Sure, sure. Harshit, any last thoughts you want to add?
Uh, right. So you were asking me about the metrics.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the creator side, what I would look at, firstly, the number of creators onboarded.
Mm-hmm.
We want to onboard as many creators as possible because that would directly affect our other side of the customers.
Mm-hmm.
Then the average number of minutes of podcast created per user would be a good metric to uh, look on this side. On the
Average?
other side, we can see.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, your voice broke. Can you repeat what was the metric that you mentioned? Average what?
Yeah, so average number of minutes of podcast created per user on the creator side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
on the other side, we can look at the first, we should also look at the number of hits this podcast page is getting from the customer side
Mm-hmm.
compared to the number of users we have. And then we can see if there people are coming to podcast page, then we need to see the metrics of the average number of minutes listened per user. If we are how many number of minutes we are creating, and how many are average number of users listening to it. And
Mm-hmm.
also to judge on the engagement part of the user, we can have a look on the uh, we can have a look how many times they are reacting or providing some feedback on the podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we can. Those are the metrics from my side which I can think of.
Okay, got it. Any particular sort of reason for choosing you're the creator side you mentioned to bring in as many, right? But like it also depends on the GTM that you are planning for this thing, right? It does not need to be as many as possible, sort of thing. That's futuristic sort of thinking, right? Initially, you would like want to roll out to some users to see, and as Bala mentioned on the Y side of things, right? That's actually a very good point that you missed when you were like attempting, right? Always like these problems or whatever problems you're trying, like I think for product managers, a Y part is like pretty crucial to understand.
Okay.
Right. Depends on or because whatever the business alignment or whatever the business objectives are here, like why are we even doing podcast for on Instagram, right? When we already have like a Spotify and all of those networks.
Mhm.
So that could be like a starting point, and it can also turn it into like a strategy sort of thing, where that whether is it a good thing for Instagram to spend on unlimited resources to build this thing in the first place, right?
Okay.
Those were like kind of like missing in your solutioning in the starting.
Mhm.
Also on the user sort of okay, I'm sorry, I started giving feedback and let me do that itself. So basically for the user segmentation that you did, again, because the objective wasn't like so clear to you, right? The kind of differentiations and the parameters that you brought in to differentiate your user segment was not making so much sense. And
Okay.
I would just say that don't say that about 30 people don't know how to use.
Okay.
You don't even know who your hiring manager is, and if he is 30 plus,
Right. Right.
he or she might go sure get pissed off.
But I
Um,
think that is very good point because I was totally blank on the user segment part. I thought that
mhm.
already Instagram has people, so why do we need to even talk about it? But I think if we would have known the objective, then I could have made a better decision on that.
True, true. Also think like, okay, like say we are saying about podcast, right? Podcast is a basically a again like a content format, right? One is producing, others consuming. Why are
Yes,
people consuming the podcast? Even if you go dig deeper into that, you will be able to understand, okay, what kind of differentiations can we create to create a better user segment channel sort of thing, right?
hmm,
Those all could also be one of the ways.
hmm,
And then okay, and then you like so usually if you're like thinking this to be a design, if the interviewer is saying that this is a design problem that you should be attempting it, the idea is that can you come up with like multiple kinds of user segments and then prioritize one of them, then pick out their pain points, right? And then go about solutioning.
yes,
Whereas after user segmentation, you directly like jump to, okay, these all things should be there
yes,
as a
yes,
feature, like a solutioning sort of thing, right? It's like
yes,
sitting with problem is also good sort of way to
hmm,
discover the actual usage sort of things, right? Um,
yes,
and yeah, I think in solutions, whenever you're suggesting solutions also, then the next part also comes in when you should be like basically talking about the trade-off sort of bits, right? Wherein like I think one of the solutions that you mentioned for the creator was that Instagram should be able to capture the whole podcast. Now podcasts are 1 hour sort of things, right?
yes,
How can a mobile application like be done for? Is that like and how much kind of like technical usage would come from the server side, right?
right,
uh for the creation part sort of those bits, how feasible it is to like do it on mobile for an hour sort
hmm,
of thing, right?
yes,
Reels etc is again like a short form content that can
hmm,
be done in a couple of minutes or even 10 minutes sort of thing, right?
right,
But like podcast becomes a like long, even though people are doing that, but yeah, I mean like from a server's point of view you could think about those bits, right? Technical architecture sort of bits. Yep. And yeah, I think metrics again comes back to the objective. Based on what objective are we trying to achieve, you tie it
right,
back to that, right?
right.
So yeah, that would be again, yeah, decent attempt, I would say. But yeah, these are like few of the pointers that you could like improve upon.
Yeah, yeah. I think the business objective is the main thing, which now I will never forget that I need to ask this.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, yep. And anyone else wants to add something? Have any questions? Something? I would all yes, Mrinal. Go ahead.
Just one question. So we figured out the problem statement. We clarified the question. We looked at the objective, right? And
Mm-hmm.
understand where the direction of the company is going in, right? And we tied it back. Then we figured out the user segment, figure out the pain point from there, and we figured out two, three solutions, right? Just wanted
Mm-hmm.
to ask a question, right? When we are doing a solutioning,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so do you, I mean, say, what's the best strategy? Should you go for a medium term, short term, and let's say a moonshot, right? Do you go with
Mm-hmm.
all three approaches, or should we take one narrow route? That's the first thing which I want to understand.
I think this depends on again the why and the business objective sort of thing, right? It
Okay.
depends on that, like because Moonshot is again a very big project sort of, right? Like in a very horizon like timeline.
Yeah,
Something that would take up a lot more bandwidth from a lot more teams in a
correct,
elongated period of time, right?
correct.
So it again depends on the business objective that we are trying to achieve, right? So that's why you would pick from based on those. The other
Okay.
thing is interviewers are usually looking for like so in the solutioning part is where you can be as creative as possible, right? And
Okay.
that's the like one of the aspect hiring manager is looking at when they are like interviewing you and asking you for a
Yeah.
design sort of question. So be creative. It need not be something. It can be something feasible. It cannot be like again that is where the trade-offs are come to picture, right?
Hmm.
Analyzing the risk and the trade-offs related to the solutions that you're presenting, but be as creative as possible. This is your
Yes.
chance to shine, sort of thing.
Okay. Thanks. Because ultimately, what will happen is you'll again go back and prioritize, right? And then based on that, one solution would be presented with all the pros and cons, and then you'll tie it up to the metric, the success metric, and then you'll go basically see how will you release it in the execution plan, right?
True.
So one more question I want to understand. When we are building a solutions, right? And
Mm-hmm.
some places I've observed that they ask you to write some sort of a business case, also like basically the technical solution. How will you tie it up? How will you build it up and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So So in that aspect, right, when you're building the technical solutions, right, because what happens is either it's a new product or an old product, right? The company is always not willing to invest on newer technologies, newer things and all, right? So should we go into that direction or try to understand what tech stack the company is using it, and based on that you can propose, or it's just in high level 360 architecture we can give and move forward from there?
Can you give me an example of this thing? Like, I'm not able to understand the
So
context behind this question. Yeah.
so let's say that the example is like we are trying to build a creators economy for people in the digital nomads who are living in far-flung areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what happens is, and that solution is specifically, it depends on an audio kind of a solution, right? Where people are recording and people are listening, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then if you're trying to do it in a very far-flung area, there's a network required and the network bandwidth is not there available. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to solve this problem. Basically, how do you solve the network bandwidth? And how do you basically compress your formats across your network and push it back, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they use some sort of technology, basically the compression, the network and all, right? Now, because this is fairly technical thing when we're trying to get into, right? So should we start looking at existing solutions or come up with a very different aspect of doing things here? This is the part, the first part of it.
Again,
Second, yeah.
yeah.
Sorry,
The
go ahead.
second part?
The second part is more on the technology stack. Should we say that this is how the database would look like, this is what the structure of the database would look like, and the UI would be tied up with this, and these are the kind of technologies we're going to use it, build the UI, all the three-tier architecture, or just a
Got
360-degree view, top-level view would be good enough?
The first part depends again on the why and the business objective sort of thing, right? Because like, are we trying to just suffice it, or are we trying to solve the deeper root problems with related to those aspects, right? And what kind of target audience are we like talking about here, right? Again, depends. Somebody who is like, are they, because even if they are living the remotest part of the India, they could be two ways, right? Like, they are either technology a little adept, or they are like completely sort of like non-technical
Mm-hmm.
user, right? Then your solution changes. And on the architecture side, I think the better solution would that be to discuss with your technical lead or architect person who is in the team, right? To discuss about those methodologies, because I don't think so. Like, in a product management interview, you are supposed to write down the sort of like technical architecture about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Because why I asked this question is some of the friends which I was talking to, right?
Mhm.
Actually, some of them were asked. That's the problem. In some places, so should we go into that direction based on the company, right? And the role which we're looking at?
Yes, I think because then I guess like these days there are like these new age companies, new
Yeah.
startups that are wanting mix of everyone in one role. But ideally, product managers aren't supposed to write out the technical architecture sort of thing. Like, yeah, you would be, but I think it's more also in the collaboration with your technical counterparts, right? Who are better adapted, understanding what kind of technology solutions or what kind of methodologies would work best for that particular scenario, right? But you are there as a person who understands the user and understands their needs and their outcomes and their goals, right? And you are trying to fulfill those goals. So
Mhm.
it's a collaboration between you and your technical counterpart.
Absolutely. I think, thank you so much.
Uh, Cool. So you guys can practice more of these sort of questions in our website, right? Here's a link for you guys. And yeah, let me know if you have any more questions as we can wrap it up.
Don't have anything such.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Great
Good night.
result. Yep. All
Thank you.
right.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Anshul.
you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.